So many people in middle America that y'all don't think about because they ain't part of the culture.
I'm not honoring because see, there was a network called BET at one time, and it was owned by a sucker ass motherfucker fucking married a stupid ass and he from the white folks to sell it.
What's the damn deal? This is your brother Bishop of Bishop's Zone TV, and today I'm gonna be addressing the Corey Holcomb and Ryan Davis episode. Now, this episode right here is from 5 months ago, so I'm kind of late on this. But what they were talking about on this episode interests me a lot. So I decided, hey, why not tackle this thing, break it down, get my perspective on it, and take it from there. So instead of just me talking over and over again about it, let's just get right into it, and then I'll get my takes. Let's go.
What I'm saying, it's
Run, nigga, run.
It's a set of rules. Like, that's the thing. If you want to play their game, then you got to play by their rules.
The Olympics should be boycotted this year.
I've always been, like what I'm saying, it upsets me to see how much black people do certain things just to stay a part of the establishment when we could have just walked away a long time ago. Me traveling this country and traveling outside this country made me realize the influence that black people have on this world. Even though we 13% of the population in the US, we 100% of the cool. We 100% of, we decide. Have you seen TikTok without us?
Yeah,
it's the craziest shit you've ever seen. Right black creators started boycotting on TikTok. Motherfuckers don't even know what to do.
Because they were stealing.
Because all they did was steal nigga shit. Yeah. So
all you watch the TV is all the commercials that get all the fame is the commercial with an Asian. What, you crazy girl? All that shit. I'm like, and see the shit.
Once again, I see a lot of people in the comment section going, 13%, black people gotta be more than 13%, but that's because you niggas don't travel. Every major city in the US is hot because we're there, but we're not there in the flyover states. Most of the states in the US don't really have black people in them.
But Ryan, there's a lot of uninhabited land.
It's inhabited, bro. It's inhabited, bro.
But wait, hold on. We gonna make y'all gonna all make y'all point. What you say? What you say, Marcus?
It's a lot of uninhabited land.
Where?
So you can't. Everywhere.
Where?
Everywhere. You talking about? We talking about Wyoming? You know, like random states.
Do they vote?
Huh?
Did you ever watch the presidential election and see a state just blank?
But that ain't
or is there people living in all? Or are those people living in all these states?
It's not blank, but just because it's a certain amount of people don't mean it's not an uninhabited land in that state though.
But guess what?
What point are you making, bro?
Yeah,
if a state has, let's say a state like the city of Los Angeles has millions of people. Let's say a whole state has 400,000 people, right? That's still 400,000 people, no niggas. So that's what I'm. Them numbers add up, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
Them numbers add up.
You know what? Every state, like Wyoming.
That's what I'm telling you.
Most cultures are white adjacent. And they consider themselves white, bro.
Say that again?
Most cultures, a lot of
Wait a second. See, now you're talking about the inflation of white numbers. I'm literally talking about black people being 13%.
We have to make sure his points are out there. I don't understand what he means when he say, what did you say, most people are what?
White adjacent.
What do you mean?
They consider themselves white. Like when they fill out these forms, like a lot of Mexican, Spanish, whatever.
That has nothing to do with the black population. I'm literally talking about the black population, my nigga.
I'm trying to figure out, like, so when they fill out the shit, they fill out white? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there's people who do that.
I totally understand that. I understand I live in a country where most of the people here want to be white so they can get the privilege. They want to kiss they white people that they know as. They want.
So as you can see, the video starts off with Corey just basically doing what Corey does, which is kind of rant and says a lot of wild and bad stuff, just whatever's on his mind. Ryan made a point somewhere in the video where he said black people make up 13% of the population, and he was bringing that up to say that despite us making up only 13% of the population, we cover a lot of ground and we make a lot of contributions to this country. At some point, a lot of people in the comment section disagree with what Ryan was saying as far as the percentage of black people that's in this country, which Marcus and Precise later on disagreed with what Ryan was saying. Now, I wanted to kind of speak about what Marcus said when he started talking about the uninhabited lands in America, implying that it's got to be a lot of black people that are not counted for in these uninhabited lands. Well, first of all, this is kind of what I was talking about. When you have loud and wrong people, and actually I didn't talk about it, but now I'm gonna say people who are wrong, especially in American society, a lot of times tend to be the loudest people in the room. So when you talk about uninhabited lands, you're basically talking about lands that are not suitable for people to live in. So how does he know what percentage of black people live in these so-called uninhabited lands that he's speaking of in America if they're not suitable for people to live in? You know what I mean? I'm just saying. It is kind of. That just it's in the definition. With that said, let's continue on.
A lot of us are under the radar. Also, you ain't.
But this is what I'm saying.
You ain't considering that.
What I'm saying is
a lot of us are under the radar. Go ahead.
You're conflating different issues. I said we're 13%. Now you start talking about white adjacent that ain't got nothing to do.
That's why I said what is white adjacent.
But also,
all I'm black man. You talking about black people are under the radar? Black man, listen. Black people die a lot, nigga. Black people die a lot,
and we produce a lot.
Make your point. Make your point precise, folks. And then we're gonna let Darlene go on.
Black people die sooner than everybody. We die to violence more than anybody else. Let's not ignore these things as to why our population does not grow and why we stay at 13% a long time. You got a lot of niggas in jail not reproducing. There's a lot of reasons why we stay at 13%. And niggas is acting like there's this big conspiracy to keep our numbers down. No, nigga, we keep our numbers down.
No.
What Ryan was just saying about the numbers being down due to death in our community, and the self-destruction that does exist within the community, I don't necessarily think you can attribute that to why the percentage of black people are stagnant at 13%. I don't know if there's been any detailed studies on why the black percentage in America is at 13%. And I'll put up the statistics as well, but according to the census, it's at 13.4% in 2021, or as of 2021. But yeah, I don't think you can pinpoint that. Now, I do disagree with that, but I understand where he was coming from. Because, if we continue to die due to just unhealthy lifestyle or violence, surely that doesn't increase the numbers either. So
no, the government keeps the numbers
No, what I'm saying is no.
If you
we
believe,
contribute.
Go ahead.
We contribute to keeping our numbers down.
You know what you don't understand, and I know you don't understand because of what you said. We contribute. Listen, you have no control over nothing you do.
You have control over going to the abortion clinic and getting rid of your baby. You have control over shooting your brothers in the neighborhoods that you live in. You have control over the food you put in your body that causes you to die of heart attack.
And we still reproduce more than others. There's a zero
niggas in prison is not.
And we're still
reproducing, nigga.
Do you realize you in a cage? You don't even know you in a cage.
But listen, this is what I'm
talking about.
Try
to go out the country and watch what happens.
I'm saying it's more than 13%.
I agree, bruh. I understand all of this, but what I don't like is when niggas get on their conspiracy shit and they don't pay attention to what's going on out here, or they try to discredit.
It's not a
shit that's
conspiracy.
going
You
on.
in a cage.
No. What I'm saying, white people numbers are dwindling. Somebody said that, but that has nothing to do with the overall population. White people numbers, white people dying from the opioid shit has nothing to do with how much Asians reproduce, has nothing to do with how much the Latino population is growing. It has nothing to do with people who identify as white even though they're not white. I'm talking about our population being at 13%.
You
all
keep
of these
saying
things,
that, and everything I say to try to show
that's a
you.
cool number, but no, it's not.
Wait, you ain't had a chance to say nothing clear. Go ahead, Precise.
I'm saying this right here. So basically, with the 13%, it's white made that is put out there. Goddamn it, you know what I'm saying? It's something to where they can have a little bit of control.
This country, bro.
Brother, I was in the Marine and travel countries. Do we gotta go there?
Country.
You know,
I said this country.
I've traveled this country and countries. That ain't the point. Is that there's a hierarchy out there that wants to see everything be in the minority. I'll put this point out here and get the. If you think for 1 minute that you're a minority and they're majority, you're a goddamn fool. I'll leave it at that.
In this.
See, this is why a lot of people said Precise didn't bring anything of value to the show. Now, I'm not going to just go in on the brother like that, but y'all, it started getting worse. It started getting progressively worse as the conversation went on. And as you can see now, all right, let's just say this. Let's just say the 13% is made up. That's just something that white people, the white man, as they put it up in here, created just to keep us minorities, just to keep us down. All right, let's just say that. Then you mean to tell me I'm supposed to trust your words? Then am I supposed to trust you? Because how can you back up anything you're saying? How can you back that up? And see, that's the problem within, I'm just saying, in a lot of communities, but it's a problem in our community too, where you have too many loud and wrong people making claims without backing up any statements. Yes, the census is probably not 100% accurate, but you have to think about it like this. They have access to the resources to keep up with these numbers. And even if you say, well, the numbers are 13%, if that's off, then you have to apply that to every group that does the census. So it can't be just black people where the numbers are off. It has to be everybody. And they probably are off to an extent, but how much off are they? Which is the point. You have to have data. You have to have statistics, and you have to have actual research and credible sources to back up your claims. You can't just be saying stuff just to be saying stuff.
Understanding of what the
Please
fuck I'm
come
saying.
with facts and not opinions.
Okay. If you go to Georgia, niggas is in Atlanta, Augusta, Savannah. The rest of the state don't really got niggas like that. It's like that in most states.
Absolutely not true.
That's totally untrue.
Absolutely not true.
I'm talking about in volume. In volume. All these other cities are not black cities, bro. Most states, maybe one black city. Two, depending on if your state really lit like that. Most states don't have a major city, and they're not a bunch of black people.
All
in it.
through Georgia and Florida is black people everywhere. It ain't a lot of black people in Idaho and all that shit. But what he's talking about is bad information.
It's
for
not
the
that
people.
low a percentage though, Brian.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right.
I do agree with you that that is what they put in sources.
That's bad information.
Just go. You talking about the source? Just go and see. Just go and see.
Well, are you
the
traveling-
niggas ain't there. They
Brian,
not
you traveling in major
Not
cities. Are
true,
you
bro.
traveling?
Arizona
Are you
niggas.
going through these
Iowa
smaller
got
Hold on, it's
niggas.
got to be one at a time
Michigan
talking.
got niggas.
But I'm just saying, that's bad information. You picked two wrong states to make an example out of.
Facts.
What do you mean?
Wyoming, all in places like that. I know it ain't a lot of black people.
I use Georgia for an example because Atlanta is such a black city that niggas look at Atlanta, in Atlanta, everything surrounding it and go, Georgia black, Georgia black. Georgia is not black. Atlanta has so many niggas that it makes Georgia appear
not
black when you
saying-
look at the numbers.
What I'm saying-
But Georgia as an entire state, nigga, is more places to get hung in Georgia than it is to hang with niggas.
We're not saying
All right, so I like that line right there with Ryan Davis. I mean, it was pretty funny. The dude's a comedian. He's a pretty good comedian. But So when he brought up, let's go down Georgia. Now I'm not gonna put up the graphic for that. You can look on worldpopulationreview.com though. It's a pretty good tool when you studying population, demographics, statistics, and whatnot. So Georgia's white population, the percentage is 52.73% white people in Georgia. The black population, the percentage of that is 31.18%. So there's more white people than there are black people, but surprisingly, not by a whole lot. So I understand what Ryan was saying, that the majority of black people that live in Georgia live in the more metropolitan areas. They live in the major cities like Atlanta or Savannah, Augusta. I think even in Macon too as well. I don't know if you mentioned Macon. Also, they had brought up Florida, so let's go down Florida's population and see what pops up. So Florida's white population, the percentage of white non-Hispanic people in Florida is 53.90%, and the black population, non-Hispanic black population, is 15.32%. So as you can see, there's a bigger gap of white non-Hispanic people in Florida compared to black non-Hispanic people in Florida. And of course, you know, Florida has a large Hispanic population, and that Hispanic population is 25.6%. So, you know, let's continue.
Telling you it's the 13% is not crazy. Go up to 14, 15 if it makes you feel happy. But nigga, no. We are definitely minorities in this country.
I believe it's.
I didn't say we wasn't.
You're perpetuating the.
I believe.
Go ahead, bro. It's crazy. It don't matter because I don't think we can make this point like this. But I will say this: I travel this country, and it's a lot of black people in these states. Like
Yes.
Georgia, Florida. These states. There are states like South Dakota, North Dakota, where black population is very low. But what I'm saying is, they outnumber us in this country by a lot.
By a lot.
That's a fact. But what I'm saying is, there are black people in these places because that lets you know how many slaves they brought over here.
Yes.
White people are the devil.
We used to
for
outnumber
the
them.
most part.
When slavery
You
was
can't
here, we
really say
outnumbered
that
them.
without
What
putting
about
your
the
job
indigenous?
in jeopardy. Your job is in jeopardy by stating facts. But the travesty white people are responsible for
Yes.
is absolutely the most awful thing that has ever happened in the history of the world.
That's why reparations need to happen.
That was black people here. Also.
Exactly. What about the indigenous aboriginal? We ain't gonna touch on that.
What
Show
you mean
might
not
be too
touch-
long.
Nigga, they be.
All right, as you can see from this video clip right here, Corey is coming from a place of emotions. He just sounds bitter and all over the place. He's not even arguing the points that Ryan is making at this point. He's just talking out loud, you know. Whereas Precise and Marcus, you can tell that these brothers right here, and no disrespect, but it is what it is. They are clearly educated by YouTube videos, uninformed YouTube videos. Because I mean, this is a YouTube video, so I don't want to come off like and memes. They just throwing shit to the wall and seeing what sticks at this point. Especially Precise.
It's mainly the shit that just getting from here. But the truth is, you being poisoned every day. Your motherfuckers getting shots in them as they born, so they fucked up in the long
Yep.
run.
Killing them with mercury.
They sterilized black women in the 70s. That also kept the population down. I ain't saying the population. I ain't saying that ain't the evil
We
shit
can
going
disagree,
on
though.
that keeping the population down. What I'm telling you is they're doing a good job of keeping our population
If I
down,
can
my
convince you that
nigga.
you're the minority, I can convince you that you're obsolete.
Hello.
Brother, I travel this country, nigga. This is not about, I'm telling you what I see, not what I think. Nigga, I travel, and I'm talking about on my first few tours of this country, I didn't have the money to fly everywhere. Nigga, I was driving everywhere. I was driving through all these states. Nigga, we are not all over this country in the least bit, but they everywhere in this. That is
But
not
did you see
a
I
lot.
said we are not in Wyoming,
Yeah.
South Dakota, and all
I mean,
like that.
some
Even
of
though
them-
it's, there's black people everywhere in the
Yeah,
United
that's
States.
what I'm saying. It's
But I'm saying it's
That's not
scarce
being
in
counted.
some of these cities.
Yeah.
That's facts.
But when you drive through that Midwest, when you drive,
Marcus and Precise again. Well, Marcus made the comment, if they can make you believe that you're a minority, then they can make you obsolete. What sense does that make? He's not the only person I heard say that. That's why I'm bringing this specific video up. So if you think in your mind that you're a minority, we're talking in America, not globally, but in America, then all of a sudden that means what? I have a defeatist mentality. Look, Indian Americans, I'm talking about Indians from India, and specific Asian groups are at a lower percentage in its population than black Americans. They know that they are minorities. A majority of them don't say shit like, hey, if we continue to believe that we're minorities, then we're gonna be obsolete. No, they just do shit. They just continue to move on and continue to do whatever they need to do in order to have some type of success in this country. Not all, because I don't want to generalize, but a significant amount within those demographics. Let's continue.
So many people in middle America that y'all don't think about because they ain't part of the culture.
I'm not nigga who motherfucker robbed him, and he got some money from the white folks to sell it. But
Bob
see, BET
Johnson, yeah.
was just some shit where they played videos and shit.
Yeah.
But it was black shit.
Yeah.
It became everything.
Yeah.
So Viacom,
Your mama.
the bigots,
Megan.
they bought it and put all the sucker shit that's on there now. Even the music. Music is sucker shit now. The music they playing
Yes.
now ain't like the music that
It's programming.
blew
bro.
that up.
It's programming.
Yeah.
They play
Well,
sucker
it's owned
shit.
by white people
And
now.
I said it, I'm telling you, most of you new artists, y'all saying sucker shit. You ain't talking about shit, getting high with all that shit. You fuck. We want.
All right, now it's just rambling at this point. Which this is kind of really common, unfortunately, when you have conversations amongst the general population, or when you in a setting like at a house party or get together, whatever, and y'all start talking about things like politics, race, and whatnot. You might have one or two people who are critical thinkers who can navigate through all the bullshit, and then on the other side, you have the conspiracy theorists or just the rambler. And you saw that clear as day right here on 5150. And by the way, as you can see, a lot of these cats have been drinking too. They not in a sober state of mind. So you got to take that into consideration as well. So what I'm going to do real quickly is post up some actual data statistics. Now I know it's a percentage of y'all who's going to say, we're going to be just exactly like Precise and say, the white man did that. The white man put this out here. But again, like I said before, where's your data? Where's your proof? Where's your experimentation where you can back up whatever you're saying? Because at the end of the day, all we can go off of is the statistics, the data. And yeah, they can be manipulated as well. Nobody's denying that. But just like they can be manipulated, so can what you're saying be manipulated. And based on emotions, yada, 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 yada. So let's get into it. All right, so this is taken from Pew Research Center. If y'all don't know who the Pew Research Center is, it's a pretty, y'all just go check them out. Just Google them. I promise you, some real good information. But so basically we have this article written by Pew Research, and it states the black population of the United States is growing. In 2019, there were 46.8 million people who self-identified as black, making up roughly 14% of the country's population. So that's 14%, not 13%, but it's actually around 13.4% according to U.S. Census. So let's scroll down. Yeah, black Americans, yada yada. You know what? I think we can go into, the graphics. So yeah, let's go into the chart sheet. And as you can see right here, so it breaks down the U.S. born black population and the foreign born black population. And as we can see, U.S. born black population make up 90% of black Americans. People are considered black Americans, whereas foreign-born black people make up 10%. So it breaks down single race, black people who identify as single race, black people who identify as multiracial, black people who identify as Hispanics or black Hispanics, right? And some pretty good information. Like I said, this is Pew Research Center. You can check this out. You don't have to rely on memes, YouTube, uninformed YouTube, pseudoscience, or 5150 show. You can actually look at this research yourself. So let's look at some more data. All right, so here's the U.S. Census information, and the information is a little bit more up to date than the Pew Research Center information. So census information was updated, I think, what was it, July 1st, 2021. So we let's see if we can scroll down. All right, there you go. Yeah, so let's get past the age and sex, all that good stuff. And so let's go into race and Hispanic origins. So as we can see, if we look at white alone percent, it's 76.3% in the United States. Black or African American alone is 13.4%. This is according to the census. Of course, you have American Indian and Alaska Native, 1.3. Asian alone, 5.9. Yada yada. Let's scroll down. When I say yada yada, that's no disrespect to other groups. So yeah, X off that. All right, so the last source of information I'm gonna throw at you is Black Demographic. Now this website is created by black people. So before y'all start talking about the white man, Black Demographics, they cool people. Go check them out. Great resource for black demographics. Even though I know y'all gonna find some way to discredit them as well. So if we actually scroll down and look, we see that they have black regional distribution, which is showing the different regions within America that has a percentage of the black people or the black population within this country. As you can see, the majority of black people in this country live in the southern region, which consists of states like Texas all the way up to Maryland, right? We look at the Midwest, Northeast, they both have 17%. And if we look at the West, that's 10%. The western region of this country has the lowest percentage of black people within this country. So there you have it. I feel like this was an interesting topic to tackle. Like I said before, a lot of different dynamics, a lot of crazy dynamics that went on in this conversation. It's a lot more to it. If you want to go check it out, go hit up 5150 page. Shouts out to them. It's really no harsh feelings. Like I said, I don't agree with a lot of stuff they said, but hey, don't take it personal. The information's out there for people to rebuttal. And if you distrust the information, you don't believe in the information, that's cool. That's fine. Just make sure that you have your sources lined up and you have actual credible evidence based upon research, experimentation, and all that good stuff. And if you don't have any of that, all you got is your word. And your word ain't shit but a bowl of nasty grits. So until next time, like and subscribe and holla at your brother. Let's go.